What's going on, guys? On this episode of Fan Film Friday, I'm checking out Resident Evil Last Soldier by Ruckus Films. Ruckus Films is a company created by Tom Bergman. He has all kind of other fan films on his channel, so head on over there and check them out. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe. And now, on to the film. This one starts off by saying that Umbrella has been silently doing experimentation with the T-virus when it leaked into Raccoon City. Now, they need soldiers to help cover up their involvement. In an Umbrella lab, some scientists are busy turning a guy into a Tyrant, commonly known as Mr. X. After completion, Umbrella airdrops Mr. X into the Arklay Mountains near a surveillance base. A few days later, the facility is overrun with zombies and we meet a lone survivor named Hunk. He tries to contact the outside world, but isn't able to reach anybody. Hunk then says that the outbreak was a surprise attack, and possibly set up by Umbrella. We then jump back to a couple of days earlier. A group of soldiers, including Hunk and his friend Jester, go to investigate the surveillance base after losing contact with them. Once inside, Hunk comes into contact with Mr. X and tries to flee, only to come face to face with a zombie. As he soon becomes trapped, Jester gets knocked out and dragged away. Back to present time, Hunk has been held up in a room with no hope of survival. But all of a sudden, he decides to fight his way out of the base. As he heads downstairs to set a bomb to destroy the building, Mr. X pops back up. But not just any Mr. X. This is Jester, who is taken and converted into a Tyrant. As Hunk battles Jester, the Mr. X that was airdropped to the facility shows up. Mr. X starts kicking his ass pretty bad, and then all of a sudden, Jester has a moment of clarity, kinda like what Nemesis did in Resident Evil Apocalypse, and then Jester decides to save Hunk. The two Tyrants battle it out, and Jester ends up getting thrown through a table, WWF style. Then, Mr. X kills Jester, and Hunk takes him out with a single headshot. Man, I sure wish you could do that in the games. Afterward, Hunk escapes and buries his friend before blowing up the base. Then, we see a guy named Lieutenant Mills who's been watching the whole thing unfold on some cameras. He calls someone and tells them to prepare Hunk for special operations. The end. Well, this one was pretty good. It was a fan film made back in 2003 by Tom Bergman and some others. I thought it paid respects to Resident Evil pretty well. And they had all the video game sound effects in there, so that was cool. Mr. X also looked very good. So if you want to see this one for yourself, head on over to Tom Bergman's YouTube channel. That does it for this episode of Fan Film Friday. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.